this might be a bit of a hot take, but one thing that I've heard numbers of times with a game like this and a game like Starfield or just any other like game out there, it's like you have to play X amount of time or do X amount of things so it becomes good. That's not how it works though. Like, that's just weird. Like, Starfield is the prime example. Like, I'll play 12 hours, it will get good. Finish the main story, it will get good, etc, etc, etc. But that's not how it should work. A game is either good or bad. And most people, right, will probably play the main story and stick with that and don't constantly go on side quests because they're interested in the main story. At least that's how I view it, right? The way that I think it is that if a game is good, then a game is going to be good from start to finish. Red Dead Redemption 2 has a slow start, but it immediately, at least for me, grabs you and gets you invested in the characters, makes you wonder what's happened, and basically, while it starts off slow and it doesn't really like, start punching and like, okay, now you got me by the throat and now want to know how it's going to continue on, but there's a lead up to it. Meanwhile, in something like Cyberpunk over here, the first 2 hours in the prologue are a slog, and it could have been Stop with the hand gestures. You look like a hairy, wacky, wavy, infallible, arm-flattering tube man. They're still part of the story. Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't... Just because their side quests are meant to be part of the story, why are those quests not mandatory? Because, sure, you can tell people that you'll break... you can tell people to like, oh, wait a day, go do some side quests, but they won't do enough side quests to really warrant, It's not really about whether it's an RPG or it isn't. I mean, Cyberpunk isn't, I guess, not so much an RPG in a traditional sense, I suppose. I don't know. But that's at least how I see it. Because, like, I feel that the excuse, just as a general statement, is that play X amount or do X amount until the game gets good. Doesn't mean that the game is actually good. That just means it has a lot of issues. You can skip most of the missions in RDR2 in Chapter 6 if you have low honor. As a result, you get a bad ending for Arthur. It's the same situation here. Skip most missions in Act 3, you get a bad ending for V. That's fair. I don't know. I just never... just don't believe in the... you have to do this and then the game will get good. Like, a game is either good or it's not. Well, not exactly, but yeah. Because that's the most hilarious thing that I found about like Starfield. It's just like, well, shouldn't the main portion of the game, like the main story, be the most interesting thing and the side stuff enhancing it? Because like, a lot of the main story drags on because like they have done a good job at it with Phantom Liberty. That grabbed me from start to finish. If people start saying that the game needs mod in order to be good, yeah, that's also, Like, I don't know, that's how I see it at least.